So I thought I'd do something a bit different and show you guys how the ads I ran on Platform Dash went. So first let's look at actually what ads I ran. So here on the sponsored game page or sponsored experience page, I'm not going into that one, we can see the different ads I've run on Platform Dash. I started off with one for just 1000 Robux and it was a sponsored game, which is where the game shows up in the game sort next to other games with little tags saying sponsored under it. This is different to like banner ads or skyscraper ads. So here we can see from 1000 Robux, I got about 750,000 impressions on the ad, which may sound like a lot, but it actually isn't when you consider that from this, lots of people, for example, if you go on the homepage of Roblox, you see loads of games here at the bottom, if it actually loads, some of which will be sponsored. And realistically, just because you're on the homepage doesn't mean you have any interest in playing a game. Anyway, so we can see here, for my 1000 Robux, I got 152 people who actually played the game after clicking the ad. There's also this number, which is people who saw the ad and then happened to play the game afterwards. Overall, I would call this decent because this means it cost me about 5 Robux for each person who played the game. The amount of Robux you pay is based on a 24-hour period, which is why as the ad runs, the amount of Robux you pay per player goes down. This is more or less the same on both the 5000 Robux ads I ran and the 1000 Robux ads I ran, and also pretty much the same on every day of the week. Even though generally more players play on weekends, more people also run ads on weekends, so this cancels it out. You can see here on the play statistic page that I got a decent number of people playing during the ad periods, and even some people continuing to play afterwards, though obviously significantly lower numbers than during the ad periods. You can see here that during the 1000 Robux ad, I got a decent number of people playing on these days, and then for the 5000 Robux ads, which were spread over a few of these points, I got a much higher average number of people playing. You can also see here the day that I ran ads that were targeted at mobile as well as PC, because I got significantly more mobile players. I also had mobile players at the other times, but these weren't people who saw the ads. These were from a variety of sources, which I'll go into later. Down here, you have the most useless graph because barely anyone on Roblox tells the truth about their age, and there are very few ways to actually know how accurate this graph is. And Roblox themselves have previously admitted that this data is pretty much worthless, and yet they still disclose it. So here you can see that the vast majority of my users claim to be 18 or over. How many of them actually are? Who knows? Here we've got visit length, which stays more or less the same the entire time. You can see that PC players, as a general rule, play the game for a lot longer than mobile players, but beyond that, there's not really any interesting data here. Now for the part I'm sure a lot of you are actually interested in, if we go to the Premium tab, we can see how many premium people played the game. As a general rule, this correlates to how much premium engagement score you get, although the algorithm behind this is sketchy as hell. No one really knows how it works. Sometimes there's a correlation, sometimes there isn't. It really depends. And as a general rule, the higher this is, the more Robux you get. It's not remotely that simple, and it's also delayed by a while. So this data is more or less in line with this data that shows how many premium people play the game. If we then look at Robux earned, we can see that there's always a slight delay between the premium engagement and the amount of Robux you get, and there's another delay of a full month after that before you actually get any of the Robux. So this big spike of Robux here, the playtime for it was back in mid-November. I'm not actually going to receive it until very late December. While this may seem like a lot of Robux, remember that I spent 26,000 Robux on all of the ads. So even if we presume, optimistically speaking, that it's about 12,000 Robux when you add up all of these little spikes, that's still less than half of the amount I spent on the ads. So at this point, I either need to make the ads more efficient so I get more players and playtime for the amount of Robux I spend, or I need to get more income for the amount of players I get from the ads in order to make this self-sustaining. When it comes to making the ads more efficient, for these sponsored game ads, the only thing I can really do is change around this icon or change around the name of the game. Neither of these I think will have any significant impact in making this any better, as these numbers are pretty standard for current rates of sponsored games. The other option for ads are the classic Roblox ads. These ads are susceptible to ad blocking, and therefore the vast majority of users will not see these. So if you compare here, where I spent 1000 Robux on a sponsored game ad, I got 230 clicks and 152 people playing the game. If we now look at 1000 Robux on these ads, much less impressions, much higher click rate per impression, but overall significantly less clicks and no way to know how many people who clicked actually played the game. And if you're wondering, this is what this quick ad looked like. Nothing crazy, but still enough to prove the general concept, way less impressions, and even with the impressions, most people just ignore these ads. So the other area of improvement would be monetization. At the time of those ads, the only monetization I had was this donation leaderboard. Now, while that's a nice lot of Robux, those are my friends. If we only look at Robux from people who only played this game because of the ads, it's a significantly lower number. In fact, when you add it up, it's only about 2,000 Robux. There is also this Game Pass, but only 2 people who play the game due to ads bought this Game Pass. This brings our optimistic total to about 16,000 Robux earned from 26,000 Robux spent, which is far from ideal if we want this to be sustainable. And don't forget, the vast majority of these Robux are delayed by about a month and a half. To help to improve this, I since added a VIP system to the game, allowing users aesthetic upgrades in exchange for a regular amount of Robux. However, only regular players are likely to buy this and not the sort of players I'm going to get from ads. To add another benefit to that VIP, I added a Discord role to anyone who currently has that VIP active. However, this isn't likely to help much as I already have a similar role for people who are paid members of my YouTube channel. To do this, I send server information and information about VIPs to an external database which my new Discord bot can then access. This allows for a live updating player count along with server information on request. The final option is trying to improve player retention. This will mean I get more premium payout money, but also I'll generally get more players in the game for the amount of money I spend on ads. My biggest barrier to higher player retention currently is lack of variety. I plan to add more maps which will help significantly, but this can't be the only solution. I do have a quest system to encourage people to rejoin the game daily, however this currently isn't getting that much use. On game analytics, we can see that I had quite a lot of new users, unsurprisingly, during the ad period, and most of them were unique. You can also see that quite a few of them rejoined the game in following days, but realistically, not that many. That's a number we should be able to improve on significantly. I also have some other interesting statistics set up, including stuff to do with how many levels people play, which maps people play, whether they complete them, and what percentage of them they complete. If you're wondering, by far the map that people complete the most is Cliffs. This is because it's by far the easiest. People complete Cliffs on hardcore more than other maps on standard. Also, to try and increase user engagement and retention, I encourage users to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Discord. I do this with custom in-game notifications. While I was running the ads, you can see a slight increase to subscribers on YouTube, however this could just as easily be due to the relevant streams I did at about the same time. Interestingly, you can also see a big increase of views of the game's trailer on YouTube about when I ran the ads. Speaking of YouTube, these extra views I talked about earlier were primarily caused by a YouTuber known as Juno, creating a private server for my game and talking about it in his Discord. He then used this content to make a video which significantly improved discovery of the game. It was definitely fun to join their private server and see a lot of people enjoying the game, along with stress testing the game with more players than each server usually has. While I had occasionally tested the game before with this many players, not usually all in the same server at the same time and not for this long. This was great for helping to test the game and overall a great experience to have. If I didn't already say thanks, thanks. I'm not really sure where to go next. I definitely want to complete a few more maps, ideally easy ones, before I run any more ads. Currently, lots of players rage quit when they see the current state of the maps, and lots of players find most of the maps too hard to really enjoy the game. Having more easy maps would help balance this out a bit, and those who want a challenge would still be able to vote for the challenging maps. Hopefully this video has given you all a bit of insight in how to ads work on a game like this, and also a bit of insight into behind the scenes of this game. I will consider doing more videos like this, and I definitely plan to do more dev streams as I continue to make more maps. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.